Hey guys, I'm DC, and welcome to the Soap Sanctuary, where all soap lovers are welcome. This is my General Hospital Week in Review. Sonny's days are numbered. First off, before I start this review, guys, I want to thank you guys for rocking with me on this channel, just being patient with me and everything. Man, guys, these last 2 weeks I had been going through it, man. I had really been going through it. There was a legal situation or legal question that came up with something that was going on in my business, and man, I felt decimated, guys. I felt legit decimated. I knew I was gonna take off 2 weeks from the channel, but it's like, I guess something in me knew deep down in my spirit that something was about to pop off. And one of the reasons why is because I feel like I've worked so hard to like really try to keep building on my businesses, on my clients and stuff like that. And because the thing about it is, and I'll say this, I'm not the type of person that feels like, oh, everyone has to be an entrepreneur or do that or be an independent contractor. Like, I'm not that type of person. I feel like if what you're doing is working for you, keep doing that, right? But like, one of the reasons why I went into, I still have a regular job that I still work at some portion of the week, but it's part-time and I make my hours with that. And I did that intentionally so that way, when I was going into this journey as I have been for the past 6 months, I wouldn't have to be desperate to take on any client or whatever. Like, I can just have the right type of energy and synergy flow into my experience, you know what I mean? And, I went into this because I want to say some 6 months ago, I just kind of came to this, like, epiphany or realization. I was like, I don't want to work or at least give so much of my time to a traditional job, 40, 50 hours a week. And, like, because I was doing that, and my bills were still not being covered. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Listen, I'm gonna be transparent. Can I be transparent, Sanctuary? Can I be transparent? My bills still weren't being covered. And I'm like, why the hell am I working this 40, 50 hours a week and I still can't cover all the bills? Like, why am I here? Why am I really here? And I remember I would even have coaching calls with supervisors and stuff like that. And they say, you need to get your numbers up, you need your metrics and all this other garbage. And I was just like, I'm stressing about how I'm going to pay the bills. And I'm stressing about and I'm supposed to be like, what, stress about how to make the numbers at work? Nah. I don't think so. I'll stress about one, but not both. Nah. And for me, it was just like I went into other things. I said, I want to do something else. I want to make a better use of my time. You know what I'm saying? And I started going to freelancing. I had my notary business. And going into those things, it really allowed me a lot more freedom. So like I said, I still have a traditional job that I do work, but I set my own hours with that. Like, even next week, I get to go out of the country. We're going on a family trip. And I won't say where, but it allowed me to have a little more flexibility like that. And it's still a process. I'm still in the process of building this up, where I want one day to get to a point where I don't have to produce work anymore either and move on to the next thing that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So having to be in this position, it's acquired a lot out of me. Honestly, I love it. I wouldn't really trade this right now, honestly. Like, because when you're working a job for so long and you see like it's not really doing anything for you financially wise, that starts messing with your mental health. I don't know about you, but it did for me. And in this journey that I've been on, it's honestly, I don't want to sound cheesy, but it's been very rewarding for me, honestly. It's felt like just a breath of fresh air to have this in my experience. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's not everybody who can be privileged enough to just try something like that. Maybe you might have kids or there's a different circumstances, and I'm aware of that. That's why I don't say, oh, everybody should do this. I'm not that type of person. But like, it's been honestly a blessing for me. And it's allowed me to feel honestly a lot more happy, more balanced as a person. Like, I think it was after the situation happened with the legal thing, I told my boyfriend about it. He came by with some comfort food, which was nice of him, We even got to go to a hotel. Last week we did like a 2-day, not last week, this week. We did like a 2-day like little mini vacation, you know what I'm saying? It was just nice. And we were able to do that. He has a regular job, but he was able to get the time off. So, because I'm at a point in my life where I just want to spend time with people, enjoy my life, and not stress out so much over everything. Because those things are always gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? On some real talk, it's always gonna be there. And if I want to make the next year different from the last year, I have to put certain things in place, and I know it's going to require a different me. That's something I always say, is that on this journey that I'm on, especially me just doing these businesses, my notary business and stuff like that, it's requiring a different me. You know what I mean? And honestly, it's rewarding when I can go to someone's house, I just notarize a power of attorney document, I'm getting paid 100 to maybe to 250, and I walk out the door. You know what I mean? In less than half an hour. And I haven't had to do any advertising or anything like that. Because when I started this, I said, God, like, I prayed and I fasted, and I was like, God, you know, I want to do these businesses, I want to do this thing, but I don't want to have to do no advertising. That's not in me. I don't want to do that crap. I'm so over that. That's just not in me. I don't want to have to do social media, none of that, because I'm not a social media person. But you know, honestly, like, it's been really rewarding for me. So I don't mean to make this too long. Hopefully when I edit this is not too long, this part, but I want to put this in my GH video since I know majority of you guys watch this. But anyways, guys, let's just go ahead and hop into the review, shall we? This is my General Hospital weekend review. Sonny's days are numbered. So I had actually had this convo with Albert a couple of weeks ago, Albert Bostic, and he mentioned to me that he thinks that Maurice Bernard has maybe another year left on canvas, if even that. You know, because he's slowly making his way out. And I know some of you guys in interviews where he gave to, I think it was Entertainment Tonight, where he's like, I'm okay with leaving. You know, he's doing the State of Mind stuff. I know y'all see that. And the thing about it is, I think so too. I honestly agree with Albert, because I think maybe this Michael storyline is them setting him up for that. Honestly. Because it just feels so out of nowhere, and the writers are really like driving this in. You know how like when the writers do a storyline, you're like, yo, you guys are going really hard on this storyline. Like y'all, like y'all really trying to drill this into our heads. And that's what I think that is. And you know, the thing is, I know a lot of people are gonna be outraged if Maurice Bernard leaves, but I think if they write this well, it could pave the way for the next maybe 5 to 10 years even of storyline for GH. Like, if it's done right. Because this is my thing, if they do the storyline with Sonny being killed off maybe. And this is my thing, right? I think that if Michael, in his way of trying to bring down Sonny, if he is in a collaboration with Wu, and they bring Sonny down, Sonny dies, right? I have this all written down here, guys. And AJ's ghost comes to talk Michael out of it. It's like his conscious, right? It's AJ's ghost. And when Sonny dies, all these people come back for his funeral. We see the reemergence of Faith Roscoe. She comes back from the dead. Manny Ruiz, Karpov, Brenda Barrett, Mike's ghost, you know what I'm saying? And then Robin comes back. And Nina is his widow at the time. I think that's gonna be perfect. Nina becomes his widow. Carly takes over the business, you know, the coffee importing business. And what happens is that no one knows who's behind Sonny's death, but Michael knows it's him. And Michael, as a result, has a nervous breakdown, kind of similar to like what Laura had when she killed her stepfather, Rick Weber. And he gets committed to Shady Brook, or what is the new mental facility called? Because I don't think it's called Shady Brook anymore. But anyways, he goes to Shady Brook, and Carly, Robin, and Laura discover the truth that it was Michael behind Sonny's death. But they agree to keep it a secret for Michael and Sonny's sake, so Michael can recover. And Michael has a nervous break with the reality where he doesn't even remember what he did. And then that's something that can be brought up years later on the show. You see? Just positioning some things. And then what can happen is like after at the church for Sonny's funeral, Sonny's ghost is there at the church. No one can see him, obviously, but he can see everybody else. And the door opens, and it's the door to heaven, and it's Stone. Stone is the one that takes Sonny up to heaven. And then Robin like turns around the church, and she sees the both of them, and she smiles. Come on, you guys kind of see the vision a little bit there. Do you guys see that kind of vision a little bit there? Do you see that? Do you see that vision a little bit? I think honestly that would be amazing storyline for them to do, honestly. Because like any other job, you don't want to be doing it forever. Like I understand, Maurice Bernard, you won't be doing this forever. You ready to move on? He's getting them gray hairs. The man is ready to move on, guys. He's ready to move on. I hope my camera's not crooked. Is it crooked? I'm feeling cricket vibes. Not cricket wireless, but cricket. Cricket. Anyways, let's talk about Cody Bell. Cody has Huntington's disease. I'm convinced. He has Huntington's, just like Britt. Because I don't know if you guys noticed when he first met with Dante, he's like, oh, I got a little pain on my side. He's like, you're right? Yeah, just some stuff. And I was like, yeah, he got Huntington's. Because everything that's mentioned on the soap is mentioned or done for a reason and in relation to a plot. So I never ignore those things, right? Just like how Willow's having all these supposed pains. And I spoke about it in one of the comments section with my subscribers, Janice Frazier, because she mentioned that Nina's name is Nina Did I Do That Reeves. I love that. That should be Nina's middle name. Nina Did I Do That Reeves. But Willow's having all this pain, and I said to Janice, I bet you that Willow's gonna need some type of a transplant or bone marrow transplant, something, and Nina is the only one that's gonna be able to save her, and that's when Carly has to spill the beans. And exactly what just played out this week. Now Willow can't even walk up steps. I was like, yeah, she gonna need some bone marrow transplant. Yep, I already seen this coming. I think some of you guys might have seen this coming too, but I saw this coming from a mile away. But to me, Cody has Huntington's, and that's what's gonna bond him and Britt further. That's what I believe. Let's talk about the 15,000 episode GH. It was a bit lackluster for me. I've seen these anniversary episodes, 50,000 or episode number highlight episodes and stuff like that, like 15,000, what Guidelight had theirs. This was very lackluster for me, especially for an episode honoring Laura and Jenny Francis. There should have been way more flashbacks. Soaps have like so many years of history and footage in their arsenal, and this is what you pull out for the flashbacks? That could have been a little bit more, in my opinion. Why wasn't Scott in any of the flashbacks? Like, come on, y'all could have pulled out a little bit more. It was a bit amateur. It felt amateur to me. I don't know if it's maybe the preemptions caused this, because there was a plot of Laura trying to figure out who wants her mayor re-election recalled. And I'm like, was there supposed to be a build up to that? Because I don't know if it was all these preemptions that got in the way of that, but it just felt so random to me, honestly. Even for the anniversary episode, which I get it, those things will deviate away from everything else on canvas, but it felt very random to me, honestly. I want to talk about Dax. How is Dax? I don't know, you guys, man, Dax is 2 weeks ago, but I'm just getting into what you guys now. How is he still alive? Because my whole thing is this, is that even though he's a double agent for Michael, Sonny would have killed, like, I feel like the Sonny I know would have killed somebody. And I mean, that would be, any smart mob boss would have killed that person, because they're gonna go after your children without your authorization even. You should kill that person. That's someone that can go rogue. They're not loyal. You can't trust them. I would have told him at that point. That's not somebody you can trust. That's not somebody I think that is trustworthy. Next, I want to go into Michael. Michael was in like 10 different storylines, it feels like it. He's in this ELQ, Aurora merger storyline, bringing down Sonny, and then Willow's new condition that, that's going to be something too. Okay, only 3 storylines. I'm exaggerating, but it feels like 10 different storylines. Because a lot of people on GH are in 10 different storylines. They're all in like 3 different storylines, and some of the storylines are not even finishing. Sasha and Brando, are we going to see them 3 weeks from now again? Brad and his relationship with Miss Wu, like, what is exactly, that's supposed to be a storyline within itself, and that is like taking so long to play out. And now we have Cody coming in, and then now there's Cody's mysterious thing. It's just too much. And what is his connection with Miss Wu? It's like so much going on, I can't even keep up, honestly, at this point. Also, my thing is, are we still trying to figure out who killed Luke? Is that still a thing on the show? Are we still trying to figure that out? You see what I'm saying? There's so many storylines, I'm like, oh, okay, like, what exactly are we doing here? And what is the secret between Marshall and Stella? We still don't know what that is. We saw Portia make a call to a clinic about how she wants to have like a test or whatever, because we all know that Curtis is Trina's dad. That just confirms it. If any of you guys are in denial, I think that should have confirmed it, that's gonna come. That's another loose end storyline. All right. That's about Trina and Jocelyn. Oh yeah, Trina and Jocelyn at a bar getting fake IDs. Not much to say on that, honestly. This is why these reviews would be 20 minutes, because there's some things they're just not worth talking about. That's why, if you noticed in any of my reviews, even when Spence first came on, it was weeks before I even started mentioning him, because there was nothing to mention. All right, this ELQ and a merger. I can't even talk, guys. This ELQ and Aurora. God, I have a problem saying my R's. This ELQ and Aurora merger. God. I'm from Connecticut. Why can't I say my R's, man? ELQ and Aurora merger. Okay, storyline. There we go. I tried. I didn't know board meetings take place in people's living rooms. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know that board meetings could take place in people's living rooms. Okay. I get it. It's a set thing. I get it's a budget. We're not gonna judge. But I didn't know they could do that. Y'all could have done a little. They could have put something together. Come on now. I mean, has ELQ even had a board? I think they've had offices. Like, ELQ has had its own set before, if I'm not mistaken. Because I know Demare Enterprises, I think it was only within these past 3 or 4 years they finally got a set for Demare Enterprises. Cast Iron Industries, I don't think Cast Iron Industries ever had a set. I've never seen it. I have to say that I am glad that Lucy blocked the vote. They underestimated her. They underestimated Lucy. They're like, okay, we got Ned. And honestly, when Ned came, it was a tiebreaker. They didn't have to swoon in Lucy. But when you're trying to do those type of deals, you have to get as many people on your side as possible. And I get it. They have the proxy votes, but still at the same time, like, if Ned reneged, which he did, Lucy is now the wild card. And y'all feel like y'all didn't have to do nothing with Lucy. You were good off of Lucy. And she's good off of you too? Personally, for me, I feel like Valentine was a better CEO. I think he was actually a pretty good CEO of ELQ. He got stuff done. So, he's a good CEO. And Carly making this deal to sell her half of the Metro Corp, saying, yeah, the stock's just gonna go up. I'm like, you own the Metro Corp for like 10 years now. I thought it was pretty naive of Carly to do that. And now the stocks are gonna tank because there's no merger that's gonna happen. So that means Carly's gonna lose the Metro Corp. Oh, wow. So that's another storyline that we got coming up the horizon. Another loose end storyline. Well, I want to talk next about Esme and Ryan. This is something I don't understand. It seems like after Felicia's outburst, Esme's not questioning Ryan and what kind of person he is. Sure. It was Felicia's outburst that did it. Not the fact that he's a 2-time serial killer. No, that has nothing to do with it. No, that didn't cause no question. Nah, not at all. Nah. Personally, for me, Esme, I understand you want to be loyal to your father, but still have something up your sleeve. It's like Andre DiMera on Days. He was loyal to Stefano, but it's like he knew, but at the same time, he still knew who Stefano was. You know what I'm saying? He still knew who Stefano was, so he knew to stay 10 steps ahead. Oh, anyways, guys, I think that's my whole review. Oh, snap. Did I do this in 17 minutes? Well, it might not be 17. I'm done editing it, putting all these clips and stuff in it. But I think I'm done with my review, guys. Yo, did I just review like 2 weeks in 17 minutes? I think I just did. Anyways, guys, it feels great to be back. In the words of Stefano DiMera, it is good to be back, eh? But it feels good to be back, guys, do my reviews. I wanted to do a review today because next week I'm not going to be able to. Next week I was planning to, but since I'm going out the country next week, I'm not going to be able to do a review. I'm going out the country, guys. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big supporter on people getting their rest and relaxation. I don't believe in hustling, guys. I don't believe in, struggling for anything. I'm a huge believer on, because honestly, I feel like I've heard a lot of people say that some listening interviews and stuff that people gotten the most clarity on things in their lives when they're in rest and relaxation. Can you sit down for me, please? On rest and relaxation. So I'm just happy to have this R&R, guys. Especially that week I had. Y'all should have seen me. Woo-wee! That legal stuff was kind of like in question. Oh my God, y'all, I was going through it, bro. I was going through when that legal stuff was happening in my business, because I was like, yo, I've tried so hard to get to where I'm at right now, just for this to like come on me. What the heck? Like that was a lot, y'all. That was a lot. But honestly, guys, it's such a joy doing this channel. It's something I just really love. You know what I mean? Like just doing this channel, like being able to be a part of this. I'm a year in on YouTube. Can you believe it? That shows consistency. That's how I know this was one of the best decisions I could have made. I'm doing collabs, like it feels great, honestly. It feels great. And it makes me feel like there's even more to come, That's why I had to do a review, because it's like, man, if I don't do it now, I don't know what's gonna happen next in GH. It's gonna be so much more to come. You know what I mean? So anyways, guys, thank you guys for supporting my channel, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about my theory about Sonny dying and how that could play out. What are your thoughts on that? I want to know what are your guys' thoughts on that. Do you think that would actually, because Maurice is gonna go. He's gonna go. Like, he's gonna go. Let's accept that. He's gonna go. But do you think that would actually be a good storyline to play out for GH? And what were your theories? Like, okay, and let me ask this. If you wanted Sonny to go out on the show, because he will, how do you want him to go out? We all know there's a possibility they could write in a way that he could still be able to come back, which I think so too. Makes sense. But how would you want Sonny to go? That's my question. Anyways, guys, this has been the Self Sanctuary. I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Boom.